host, Bill Murray on Tide 100.9.
It's 70 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is The Miller's Edge with Christian Miller, two-time national champion and team captain for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and former Carolina Panther, and his father, Corey Miller, the pastor of pain, a 9-year NFL veteran with the New York Giants, and University of South Carolina Hall of Famer. This is The Miller's Edge.
And what up, everybody? It is a Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge right here on the Tide 100.9, 12:30 a.m. WTPC. I know you're sitting there going, who is this? That's not Christian Miller. That's not the former Alabama Crimson Tide star. And you know what? You will be correcto. It is the dad. It's the pastor paying yours truly filling in for Christian today. Still kind of refreshing, getting rejuvenated, getting ready to rock and roll for Friday, getting some rest. So I stepped in and I said, you know what? We just don't want to give you some old stuff. Let me jump on here. Let me carve out a little bit of time so I can chat with you. Not just live on the radio, but we're live on YouTube, the Miller's Edge. So you probably got your little signal. Get on today because I want to talk to you, YouTube. I want to talk to you on the radio dial as well, 205-342-9904. Of course, you can send in a message to my man Chase, who's behind the glass. It's Chase. It's the pastor. We got you today. Buckle up your seatbelts, whether you be on 59, 459, I-20, wherever you are, a Highway 20 ride. Buckle your seatbelts because we're going to have some fun. We're going to get things going. We're going to turn the energy up a little bit on the dial. That's right. We're sponsored by our good friends at the Good Feet Store, America's Art Support Experts. Check them out over there in the plaza. Douglas, if he's still there, I'm thinking he's still there. If he is, go check him and his gang out to take care of you. And as we always say, you try before you buy, because when you try, it will not lie. You're going to enjoy those, I don't like to call them orthotics, but those inserts to make your knees, your hip pain, your back pain, whatever you are experiencing right now, it will help alleviate those problems. 205-342-9904. Let's take it down to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I just want to say hello to the Deacon Chase himself. Chase, how do you feel that the POP, the pastor of pain, is live and in color driving this car with you today?
Return of the Mac. Welcome back, sir. It's good to hear your voice. Christian, it's good to hear you, man. But yeah, it's good. It's been raining on and off. The freaking studio was shaking a little bit earlier today, so pray for us. But other than that, I'm happy to hear your voice, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, man, I was down in T-Town, I don't know if Christian told you, I was on the way to Greenville, Mississippi, and to Steve Azar, who you've heard his voice on the radio dial, commercial, doing his thing there many times. Don't have to be me until Monday. You heard that song, Chase, I'm sure you have. My good friend there, I played his event 3 days down in Greenville, Mississippi in the Delta, had a great time. I had a chance to run into Matt and, Ryan, who we lost about 2 months ago, who's a big figure with Tide Sports and Tide Radio and all the shows. And we had a chance to catch up, see him for the first time since losing Ryan. So he was there having a good time. Jake Coker, former Alabama national championship quarterback, played in the tournament as well. Had a chance to hang out with Jake and talk with him, and had a lot of good conversations. So it was good to get to know him even better. What a great guy Jake Coker is. So he had a chance to play in the tournament for the first time. It was my 14th year playing in the event down in the Delta. It's called Delta Soul, great golf event there. So we had a great time. But I had a chance to come to Tuscaloosa with the Evangelines, me, Christian, and my son, and went over there and had a great dinner before I headed down to Greenville. And on the way back, we went to a place that I haven't been since Christian was getting recruited back in 2014. That place is called Chuck's Seafood, I think it is. And we had a great /Father's Day, and the next day was Christian's birthday, so we kind of did a collab there. Great food, great seafood, great appetizers, man. That tuna was not tuna nachos off the chain. I had me what I have? I have redfish or something. I can't remember the fish I had, but with some risotto, man, it was awesome. So we had a good time there, and then I headed back here to the Carolinas on Monday and got here about Monday afternoon. So, but I did get a chance to get into T-Town. Looking forward to coming back, and Chase, hopefully we'll get a chance to hang out with you, man. I haven't seen you since those days over on the boulevard over the University when we did the show. What was that place called? Is it 12?
1225. Yeah.
Yeah, 1225. So that was a good spot. All right, here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to just take a quick break. We're going to kind of regather ourselves and get ready to rock and roll again. I want to hear from you today. I want to hear from guys that I haven't talked to in over 6 months. Guys like Tommy, two-time Tommy. Where you at, bro? I listened to the show. Where you at, Tommy? Cedric, Cedric. One with the outlandish comments. Cedric, the one who's the greatest. He won Chapstick of the Year. I got him like a gallon tube of chapstick. He was so bad. Where you at, Ced? I want to make sure you're straight. I want to make sure you're good. And all you other callers, I'd love to hear from you. I see Pat is already on the line, and we know that's going to be very interesting about that the best quarterback of the century Alabama has coming in. I think I heard him talk about that. So we'll get to him. 205-342-9904 is the number to the program. Get them lined up. Let's rock and roll. Let's have some conversation and some dialogue. Let's just see where this thing goes. Dr. Crystal, what's up on YouTube? I'd see you in a minute, Doc, down there in Baton Rouge. Call in. Love to hear from you if you can. Step away from the boss. Quick time out. More of the Miller's Edge right here on the Tide, 100.9, 1230 AM, WTBC. Back in a moment.
At Tuscaloosa Mazda, they are expanding their showroom to serve you better. Come see their new and pre-owned Mazda lineup, offering fuel efficiency, advanced technology, and plush comfort. Tuscaloosa Mazda, 3100 Skyland Boulevard East, or online at TuscaloosaMazda.com.
I'm attorney Steven Nazrano.
This is the pastor of Payne. Hope y'all are doing well on today. And Christian, again, taking a little bit of time off. He's still on YouTube. He's running the system behind the scenes, so you probably could message him if you want to talk to him through the YouTube. I'm sending the messages right now. How you doing? Is that Yakenji Flowers? Mm-hmm. What's happening to you, Dr. Crystal?
It's her birthday, by the way, Dr. Crystal. Happy birthday, Dr.
Happy birthday, Dr. Crystal. Happy birthday to you. I'm sure that's a 30th birthday. So we're doing good there. Let's see, Coach Juan. What's up? Roll Tide to you, Coach Juan. Roll Tide, roll. Can y'all see me okay? Got enough light here? Is it good?
Looks good.
Well, what I'm going to get into today is I want to look at Alabama's schedule. I'm going to give you my view of this schedule. I was talking to a guy about South Carolina at Starbucks earlier about their schedule. He seems to think that the Gamecock's going to be really good, but I would say he's a Gamecock chapsticker. But I do want to kind of give you some realistic thoughts. Year 45, Doc. Welcome to year 45. I got you by 11. I got you by 11. But look at that. Get some of my overall thoughts again. I've kind of shared some of those, but we'll get into it a little bit more because we're getting close. What day we're at now? Are you doing the clock yet, Christian? Are you doing the clock for?
We're in the 70s, low 70s, I believe. Probably.
Wow.
74, something like that.
Wow. So we'll get some of that, and just C.J. Mosley stepping away from football, kind of a shock to me. I thought he played really well last year. But it could be with injuries, things start mounting up on you. Just ready to step away. I know he's kind of trying to be the business guy now.
Yeah, I think he was on the fence about it.
About as
A few weeks ago, I think he decided a couple weeks ago. He's just waiting to announce it. But he got hurt last year. I think in warm-ups, he hurt his neck, I believe. I think he's dealing with some toe stuff, and he hurt his neck in warm-ups, kind of a weird freak thing. But I mean, look, 11 years, 5-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro.
Mm-hmm.
Great career. Butkus Award winner, 2-time national championship winner.
I mean, that's a fantastic career. So,
Do you think he makes the Hall of Fame? I think it's close. I think it's
I
close.
mean, definitely won't be a first ballot, but maybe.
All right, we're about
let's
to come
go.
back.
$11:23 on the dial here on the Thursday edition of the Miller's Edge. Corey Miller, the pastor of Payne, hanging out with you, Christian Miller. Behind the scenes on YouTube, but taking a little bit of a break, resting his voice. So I stepped in today, and hopefully we'll have a good time. Again, you can call in on the show, 205-342-9904, or you can hit us up on our YouTube. We're live right there. We can take your thoughts, comments. You can get involved in the chat. Some news notes real quick as we start this segment of the program out. Former Alabama Crimson Tide linebacker, 5-time Pro Bowl linebacker C.J. Mosley has retired from the National Football League, revealing his decision on his 33rd birthday. How about that? The decision comes on his 33rd birthday by sharing his highlight reel of his career on Instagram. He had been a free agent after the Jets released him at the start of the league year, which was March 12th. So he just got released by the Jets. So he was a free agent. And he says basically today is a time to wake up, and I quote this from his childhood dream, and share it with the next generation. Moses said this on his Instagram post today. He said, I spent my whole life and career building my legacy. Now it's time to start a new chapter with my new dreams. Won't be easy, but I'm here to tell you every sacrifice is worth it. When you wake up, what will your legacy look like? Question mark. End quote. So, C.J. Mosley, great linebacker, probably one of the greatest in Crimson Tide history. I think he will go down as one of the greats in the National Football League at his position, rocking and rolling, playing that kind of weak side linebacker. You know, he was a guy that was a hit. I like to call it heat-seeking missile type linebacker. That he goes sideline to sideline, was very good in pass coverage. Very smart, called defenses, so that let me know that he was very cerebral as it pertained to the game. He understood it. He was just a really good football player. 5 Pro Bowls is really good. You know, he has signed this $85 million. Yeah, I'm saying that correctly. $85 million contract with the Jets back in 2019. And then after 5 standout season with the Ravens, he got that big deal. So I don't know if that was fully guaranteed or what that situation looks like. He's going to be able to collect that whole $85 million regardless. That is generational, life-changing money. Of course, we are close with his family. Jamie, his brother, Christian's roommate, is coaching now at the University of Alabama. And we know CJ very, very well. I know he's had some, based on when I was there, has some business type interests, wants to do some other things. But as far as his legacy, where do you rank him? We'll throw that question out to get the show started. C.J. Mosley, what do you rank him as an all-time great in Alabama history? And then what do you rank him as far as in the National Football League? You know, he played with the Ravens, a good football team known for their defenses. Then he went to the Jets, who was not a good football team. Where do you rank him? Is he a Hall of Famer? We threw that question up on our YouTube live. I think he is a Hall of Famer. I think he's going to have to wait a while. I don't think he's a guy that's going to be so glaring as a player that's going to jump off the screen. I think his name will start surfacing up there after a decade, 5 years, whatever it may be. You'll start to hear people talk about him, but I don't know. I know for a fact he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think that's going to be the case. But where do you rank him? So we'll throw that out there with C.J. Mosley after retiring today per his Instagram. Where do you see him fitting in Bama legacy? And do you think he's a first ballot Hall of Fame? I do think he's going to be a Hall of Famer at some point, but I just don't believe.
What about Luke Kuechly? Was he a first ballot? I don't remember.
I can't remember. I don't think Luke he's in the Hall of Fame, is he?
I'm looking at his Wikipedia right now. I don't. He might not be. I don't think he was a first ballot. But remember, he retired early.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly was a great. You played with him. I mean, he's a great football player. I don't think he's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Luke Kuechly, come on, man.
No, he's not a first ballot. They didn't play long enough to be a first ballot.
But if he didn't cut his time short, I would argue. I mean, it would be a no-brainer.
I mean, but he began to have concussions and all that stuff. That's when CTE began to become the conversation and all that good stuff. But I don't think, based on what he played 6-7 years.
Luke played 7, I believe.
Right. So no, he is. But
look what he did in those 7 years, right? CJ played 11, Luke played 7, but in those 7 years, I mean, 7-time Pro Bowler. So he pretty much is a Pro Bowler like every single year. 5-time first team All Pro. He was NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year, NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Helped lead the Panthers to the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, we didn't win, but then obviously none of this doesn't count. But you just look at even the awards in college, man. Luke is probably the greatest football player I've ever played with. I know we're talking about CJ here, but I think it is interesting when you talk about these linebackers. I mean, two guys that really were.
Well, first of all, when you think of linebackers, a lot of people are going to automatically talk about edge guys. That's got a gazillion sacks. That's going to be just jumping off the page. CJ was a great football player. I mean, 5 Pro Bowls, it's phenomenal. Out of 11, so basically 40% of his career, he was a Pro Bowler, right? But he's not a first ballot Hall of Fame. Great career, great football player. Nobody's arguing that at all. But not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but potentially could be down the road. Here's some things, though. Let's get back to Alabama, guys. Scheduling, it's going to be the flip. The SEC schedule just a flip, right? Every team that they played last year, they're going to play this year. South Carolina will be here in Columbia. They're going to have to, go places where they went they have home games based on where they went to on the road last year. So the schedule is just flipped. The question to me, as we stand today, June, what is this, 18th today? Today's date, 18th? 19th.
Come on, man. It's Juneteenth. You didn't even shout out Juneteenth, man.
Shout out to Juneteenth, baby. I'm sure most of y'all down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama got the day off from work.
If you work at the bank, maybe. I think
I'm sure y'all have Juneteenth down in Tuscaloosa as a national holiday, right?
Okay,
let me stop.
It is a national holiday, yeah.
It is a national holiday, but I promise you, most people down in Tuscaloosa work. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I think it's the banks that are off mostly, just the banks. The stock market's closed today. That's pretty big.
Well, we'll get maybe Tia and KJ, call in.
I'm sure KJ is celebrating heavy today.
Yeah, but no, he's babysitting. Remember, he's got the baby, 4-year-old baby, a 4-month-old baby. All right, Juneteenth here on it. It's so awesome that I'm hosting the show on Juneteenth. How fitting. Okay. Alabama on this date, after winning 9 games last year. Now, for South Carolina winning 9 games, I mean, they had parties here, right? Almost beat Alabama. They almost beat LSU at home. They lost to Ole Miss pretty convincingly. But they had some really good wins. Texas A&M, at Clemson. They had some good wins. They showed promise. Winning 9 games for Shane Beamer, hey, let's go. We're looking forward to this year. Alabama, on the other hand, we've talked about this. Kalen DeBoer comes in on the private plane. I'll never forget. I'm watching. I'm seeing all the live streamed. I'm seeing all podcasts, and he comes in. People are excited. The private airport, defense, people everywhere to see Kalen DeBoer coming from the University of Washington, coming off a national championship game appearance. He's going to be the guy to take the con. He's going to take over from the great Nick Saban. Oh, my God, what is this going to look like? And everybody talked about the recruiting, and that was me and Corey, blah, blah, blah. He can't recruit the SEC. He can't recruit the South. And then Courtney Morgan, the general manager. I mean, all the conversation last all season. That's where people were mad with me that I said 8-4 to start. Then I met Kalen DeBoer. Liked him. Very nice guy. How can you not like Kalen? Great dude. And a great coach. But man, I had my concerns still. The defensive line, not being able to get to the quarterback, not really a great quick twitch guy on the outside that can create havoc, force the quarterback to step up. Now those big defensive tackles can push the pocket and get sacks. The offensive tackle position, who's going to, what was going to happen there? Caden Proctor coming, transferred. Then he comes back. Then he held out for a little bit, trying to get in shape. Will he be better? Well, it wasn't really better. Right tackle was an issue. Although Milroe, we knew what he could do. He had speed. He could be that game-changing player. They won 9 games. My point is this, folks. Is this 2025 team better at this point before we even play a game? But on paper, at least, is Alabama better now going into 2025 than they were in Kalen's first season? Will this team be better? Will this team take another step to get into the playoffs? They missed it, barely. A lot of people thought they should have been in the playoffs, right? But they didn't make it. They lost to Vanderbilt. I'm going to say that again loud and clear for the people in the upper deck. You lost to Vanderbilt. I know that Vanderbilt was a better team, but those things didn't happen or occur at Alabama. You lost. You got embarrassed by being dominated in the trenches, which is a concern for me, that Alabama got dominated by an Oklahoma team, a Brent Venables team, that really wasn't that good. But they were great against Alabama. Over 200 yards rushing the football. Right? You lose that game. And those two performances to me told me a lot about this Crimson Tide program. And then I started hearing all the other stuff, right, that was going around in the locker room and, all the other things that was happening that told me this team mentally wasn't the same. I thought they had players in the cupboard. I thought they had talent, they had ability, and a lot of those positions that we have questioned. But I don't believe that the mentality of this football team was the same. In fact, I would say that it suffered, that it went down, that it was lackluster based on what we've seen from Nick Saban coach football teams, right? And that is what still concerns me. It still concerns me that is this going to be the same mindset? I know the players even talk about the guys were late for meetings. Christian, you know this. That would have been totally unacceptable. Guys wouldn't have dressed out. Guys wouldn't have played. There were guys just showing up when they wanted to show up for meetings. And I'm saying that maybe a little bit loosely, but still, where was the accountability of this football team? And you played in 4 straight national championship games. You know what it takes to get there. You know the mindset. You know the commitment, the devotion that you have to be able to get there, right? This team didn't have that. So let me ask you this. How all of a sudden, do you change that? How all of a sudden do you get that back? Because here's the thing. I don't think Alabama has less talent than many people in the SEC. I think they're a top 3 program when it comes to talent, size, length, speed, depth. I think they're going to be right there with anybody. But what separates good and great a lot of time, guys, is the mindset of a football team. You hear me often say players take on the persona of their coach. Well, wouldn't you all agree that Kalen DeBoer was a little soft? Would we call his demeanor soft? Would we call his coaching demeanor a little West Coastish? Where things are a little bit soft. We're nice guys. We eat fish tacos. We drink a lot of water. I'm saying that West Coast is healthy. There are a lot of fat people are hanging around the West Coast. But in the Southeast, we're known as meat and potatoes. We don't eat pinto beans, collard greens, and some good old cornbread, Chase. We known to eat some corn. I'm talking about that old soul Southern food. We built based on that. That's what Alabama was. They were meat and potatoes. They were about solid food, maturity, and eating. But all of a sudden, their workouts was based on fish tacos. There wasn't a toughness there. You don't get dominated by Vanderbilt in a run game. You don't get dominated by a bad Oklahoma team. You might lose. Nick Saban might lose a game, but there was a few times he was dominated in the trenches. So, as you look at this team today, do you feel more confident that they are ready to have that meat and potato mindset, collard green, pinto beans, and cornbread? Or do you still think they stuck on fish taco mindset? Rollerblading, skating through the streets, beachside, shirt off. Or do you think they're ready to get back to the basics of blocking and tackling and knocking people tails off the ball and being that 4-minute offense where they can close out games when they got a lead and that team, the other team doesn't get the ball back? Or do they get back to that Alabama? Do they get back to the Alabama when it's 3rd and long and they harass quarterbacks and they run them down from the backside, strip sacks and fumbles, or scooping and scoring touchdowns? And the crowd is going wild and jamming. You remember that? And the players jumping around and hyped up and having fun. Do they get back to that Alabama? That's the question I'm asking you today. Do you feel confident Kalen DeBoer is going to get those guys back to that in his own way and get past that old West Coast fish taco attitude? Or will it be meat, potatoes, cornbread, collard greens, maybe some good old meatloaf with some gravy just dripping off the side? And then I'm going to give you a word, folks, sop. You ever sop up some gravy with some biscuits and cornbread? Just sop up the juice. It's so good. Chase, you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
You start sop, and then the food is gone, but the juice still in the plate, and you just take the bread that's left over, and you sop that stuff up. That's the kind of eating I'm talking. Bama needs to get back to eating like that. That we're going to clean up everything that's on this field. 4 quarters of busting you in your mouth. 4 quarters of ear holing you. 4 quarters of domination in the trench. We're going to play on the defense. We're playing on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. In your backfield. Offense, those big tackles, those big booties, those big butts. We're low. We're rolling our hips, and we're pushing your tail off the ball. So our backs, that was non-existent last year, that was heavily talented, that we didn't get the ball to, that we're trying to trick people and run this offense that made no sense when we just want to smash people in the mouth and get those backs going downhill 4, 5, 8 yards, 12 yards. We could just first down after first down, punching in the end zone. That's Alabama football. If they're trying to play West Coast style football, get used to 8, 9 wins. If they get back to meat and potatoes, collard greens and cornbread, and sopping up that juice off the plate, that type of mindset, watch out. Alabama could be back. What says you? Our sermon has been preached. Now it's time for you to respond. 205-342-9904. We'll get to the phone calls. Pat's on hold. Others call in. Holler at us on YouTube Live. We can get you there as well. This is the Miller's Edge. We're on the Tide. 100.9, 12:30 a.m. WTBC. Step away. Back in a moment.
365, 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow truck, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
All right, we set up the go, Christian. We'll take some
requires you
calls
to
and
move
comments.
over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you
All right.
I'm trying to see how do I chat, but let's see. Oh, private chat. No, it's private. I don't want the private
Click comments at the top.
comments. Okay, where's my little thing at? Show comments on stage. Q, where I come from, cornbread and chicken.
No more unseasoned chicken.
Unseasoned. Just bland chicken. Oh, Lord. I don't even know where I text that. Don't know. If I'm, oops. No, I did that.
I put it so the comments will just go on the screen too in the bottom right.
I'm making it bigger so I can see. Did I click show comments on stage?
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to comment.
Oh, just type where it says post a comment. Bottom right.
Yeah.
But I have it where the chat's also on the screen too.
Oh, 10 seconds. All right.
King from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is
Hey,
available.
Chase, is Pat still there?
Data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase
Yeah.
Bank today. Member
All right, let's go to Pat.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back. 11:44 on the dial in Tuscaloosa. 12:44. You're listening to us here in Columbia, South Carolina. I'm Corey Miller. Some like to call me Pastor Corey Miller, but I call myself the Pastor of Pain. I'm here with you, Christian, taking a break, but yet he's live. He's working the YouTube channel there, so you can catch us live on YouTube, The Miller's Edge, if you want to do that, or live on Tide 100.9 or 12:30 a.m. WTCB. We love taking your phone calls, 205-342-9904. Chase, let's do this. I haven't said this in a long time. Let's take it to the people. Pat, you lead us off here on a Thursday edition. Welcome in, Pat. How are you, sir?
I'm so happy to hear your voice because I need some salvation today. And because and the next time you preach that sermon that you just got through preaching, throw in the surfer boy analogy. That works really well for that bunch of loafers out on the West Coast. That is. And I like my fried chicken smothered in brown gravy and onions over white rice.
Yes, sir.
It don't get any better than that.
No, it does not. That's good eating.
Man, yeah, that's true soul food there. Soul food is not mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes and cornbread. Soul food is when your grandmother cooked from the heart without a recipe. Anytime you're cooking from the soul, it's soul food, no matter what it is. When you cook from the soul or from the heart without a recipe, that's the true definition of soul food.
Amen.
What I want to talk about today is just what you were saying earlier about these defensive ends of not having that true go get them. What Ohio State's been able to go out and pick up over the last 4 or 5 years, they've been able to have some really top-notch edge rushers and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Now, we put pressure, but we haven't killed him. We haven't laid him on the ground. And That's what my question is. Down in St. Paul's, in Mobile, there is a guy coming in this weekend by the name of Tank Jones. Hey, with a name like Tank Jones, wouldn't a tank go good with my jet? I think a tank would go good with my jet. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. Tank Jones, is he a defensive end or edge guy or tackle?
Yeah, he's a defensive end. He's about 6'4", 250 pounds, and built like a tank. That guy had thighs that I saw him on the hoof. Unreal. Look, he looks like Tarzan, and from what I understand, he don't play like James. But he's in
245.
Yeah, and he's in 5A competition. He has a good coaching staff down there. They got pretty good weight programs and all that kind of stuff. But it's still not 7A football in Alabama. And he's not playing the Thompsons of the world. So we don't really know how great he could be at this point in time. It's kind of like the deal with Jet up in Oklahoma. And possibly 5A football in Alabama may be better than Class A, which is the biggest group up in Omaha. It may be that 5A is better than that. I don't know, but I do know this: that my jet out at the Elite 11, according to all the services, are saying big kid, big arm, and he's in the middle, if not up toward the upper echelon of the Elite 11 finals out in California at this point in time.
Well, Anthony Tank Jones, the listing on him, again, 6'4", 245 pounds, edge guy, this is outside linebacker, wide receiver, and a tight end. He's from the Mobile area, which is Jamie Mosley part of the world, which I'm sure they got some great, Alabama has great connections down there. Head coach, it's a cool name, Ham Barnett is his coach down there at the school. Listen, the size right now, I'll tell you this, Pat, the size concerns me. If he's true 6'4", 245 right now at 17, 18, how big is he?
Probably closer to 17, Corey, because he's just a junior in high school now.
Okay, so if he's truly that big, and Christian can tell you this, he's going to be 270. And you get into the Alabama strength program and those 3 meals a day of the meat and potatoes that we're talking about, he's going to have a hard time keeping it at 245. He's going to be 270. So now he's talking about more of a 5 technique type of end. I want them to have a guy that's 240, 245, and that's as big as he's going to get, that can run a 4.49, a 4.51. They got great bend that can get up the field, and you know what I'm talking about? Pick up that tennis ball, lean around the corner, and have that great closing speed to get to the quarterback. This is the guy.
Yeah, that Antoine Odom. Remember Antoine Odom at Alabama at 6'6", 6'7", and 280 pounds. They could run that 4.5, 4.6 40.
That's what they need. I mean, they need that guy that's tenacious on the outside, because here's what happens when I say quick twitch guys, right? The Christian Millers of the world, those guys that can get quick pressure from the outside. It forces your quarterback to step up. Then those big defensive tackle guys, that all you want from them guys are just great push, right? That can take those guards and put him in the lap of a quarterback, right? But they don't have to be speed guys. Now, they can be the quick rip guy to get up the field and spin. You like those moves from the interior defensive lineman. But if you got those fast, quick twitch guys that can get quick, direct pressure from the outside, forcing that quarterback to step up, guess what happens, right? They step right up into the hands of those defensive tackles. That's why, Chris, will tell you, Nick Saban made sure that those ends didn't rush themselves out of position, because this happens a lot. Right? They think they're just going to run around an offensive tackle, and that don't happen quite often, especially in the SEC. You have to understand, they call it speed to power, right? Speed to power. Now, getting that and push that offensive tackle and push him into the lap, if you will, or the shoulder of that quarterback, making him step up. A lot of times, these young speed guys run themselves up the field, and what happens is that C-gap area right? That tackle tight end area gets exposed when the quarterbacks, we see him with Milrow, he takes off running because speed guys run themselves out of position. That's not how you rush. But unless you just can clearly beat a guy, and then you can bend and close. But you got to have smart rushers, quick twitch guys, instant pressure, making the quarterback step up. Now your defensive tackles can be more of a player on the inside. We just haven't had that in years. I don't even think, even when Christian was 2 guys I'm thinking about, they got drafted 2 years ago, that were good players.
Dallas Turner.
Dallas Turner was more of that, but he wasn't the epitome of that, but he was more of that. And then the other kid that we liked at Tampa Bay was
Chris
more,
Braswell.
Braswell wasn't a quick twitch guy. He didn't have that 4.5 speed. So it's been a few years since Alabama had guys like that. So I don't know if this Tank Jones guy is going to be that guy based on the size right now, but they need to find that guy, Pat, don't you think?
One other question before you go. At Xavier and Griffin, he's plays ball in Georgia, but he's from Alabama. Because, Corey, no matter where I lay my head, my home's in Alabama. And he was actually born in Huntsville, Alabama. So we're going to claim him as an Alabama guy. But Xavier Griffin decommitted from Southern Cal, and he's coming, and that I think he may have already visited. But getting Xavier Griffin in this class, I think, is extremely important. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm reading about him right now. Another 5-star linebacker, but it seems like he's. I hate to say this, but he loves.
These are his highlights playing right now.
Right, he loves everything about Texas. Pat, do you see that? He says he loves
Texas
everything.
A&M?
No,
Texas or Texas A&M?
Right. Texas. Hook 'em horns.
Yeah, but like I said, he was born in Alabama. His mama is a legacy. His mama played at Alabama, I think, basketball.
Oh, really?
This guy is more of what you're describing, that quick twitch, lengthy guy. I mean, you see that dip right there. This guy is more of what you're describing. He's, 235? Got a little bit more bend, more quick twitch. This is who you would be describing right now, Xavier Griffin.
That's what they need. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That kind of guy that can be explosive off the football, good bend around the corner. If he gets the edge of a tackle, he's got the bend, right? That tackle's going to lean on you, right? But if I can get that tackle, the key is as an edge rusher is to get that tackle to not be square, right? When he's taught to be square, kick, shoulder square. But if I can get him to open up his hips, I got it, right? Because if he turns, now I can bend and press it around that corner, and then I got that drive, that speed from 1 to 3 yards to create that difference to get to the quarterback. He strikes me, Pat, as a better fit for an edge guy than Tank Jones, in my opinion, based on what I'm looking at. But I knew that's what I said. From what I could see of him, it looked like it's very important that we have him in this class, regardless of what we got to do to get him. I know what you got to do. Would you like me to tell you what you got to do?
Open up the pocketbook, imagine.
No, you got to find where Mama is. You got to find where Mama is, Mama Griffin, and say, Mama, meet me over here at the Mickey D's.
Mama Griffin is an Alabama lady.
Right.
Mama Griffin played at Alabama.
Tell Mama Griffin to meet you at the Mickey D's or McDougal's on the Eddie Murphy movie. Or you can tell her to come to the BK Lounge, as we call it, Burger King, and then you have a brown paper bag that don't have no bourbon in it, but they have dead presidents. and you put them dead presidents in that bag, and you say, "Here you go, Mama Griffin. We appreciate you for being a forever Roll Tider.
Yeah,
we'd love to have your son." I know we can talk about NIL and all of
it. Benjamin Franklin was never president, boss. Benjamin Franklin was never president.
Listen, they said money changes everything, bro. That's like when they say bacon makes everything great. I heard a wise man say, well, if you got enough dead presidents, things seem to be a little bit greater. So if you want that
player, hey, you have a blessed afternoon and safe travels back to South Carolina.
All right,
Thank
Pat. God bless
Bye-bye.
you, my brother. But thank you. I'm already back in the South Kakalaki. Yeah, I'm back.
I said 235 on this guy. I think he's actually like 205. He reminds me of me kind of coming out of high school, being a little bit of an edge guy, a little bit of off the ball, like 205.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If he's your side, that's why. Remember, I had this conversation with Nick Saban about you. He always said, "You always be concerned." You like, Dad, I'm not this so and so weight. And Nick Saban would tell you, "I'm not worried about that." He said, "I can get you wider, stronger, bigger. I can't make you taller because mean that you had the height, you had the wingspan, you had all that. That's why they call it edge, long guy. They can put weight on that frame. They can't put weight on you if you feel like they can. But, if you're 5'10", they can't make you 6'4". So if you got the frame of 6'4" and width, they're going to get you to 230, 35. That's the guy that Kalen Boyd needs to get, right? That's the type of guy they got to get with athleticism, bend, quick twitch, and a mindset of tenacious to go get the quarterback. They got to get more guys like that to get to the quarterback and make a difference. All right, hour number 1 is in the books. We got an hour to go, though. Sit back, relax, go and get you a quick sip of water, Diet Coke, Cherry Coke Zero, whatever you drink, your beverage of choice. And we'll come back and we'll get things kicked off with hour number 2. It's the Mills Edge. We're on the time, 100.9, 12:30 a.m. WTBC. Corey Miller, Pastor Payne, Christian Miller behind the glass 2 today on YouTube Live, so you still can chat with him. We'll do that. After this pause for a call, let's call Paying Bill. Back in a moment.
WTBC Tuscaloosa and W265CG Tuscaloosa, a Town Square media station. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Dan Byer.
The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold by the Buss family. ESPN reports that TWG Global CEO Mark Walter, who heads the group that owns the Dodgers, is going to take over a majority ownership share of the team. He had previously owned 20% of the Lakers and had the right of first refusal to purchase the majority stake. Reports say the purchase is being made on a $10 billion valuation of the franchise, with Jeannie Buss expected to remain with the team as the team's governor following the sale. But again, the Los Angeles Lakers being sold to Mark Walter. Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton is a game-time decision for tomorrow's Game 6.
It's a topic that people want to hear about and know about, and there's going to be a lot of questions about it. But we will not really know for sure until late tomorrow afternoon or early evening.
That's Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle as Halliburton's dealing with a strained calf.
From our home base in Birmingham, Alabama,
we are here
treating patients from every generation
across the United States
and from around the world.
We're here for the rookies and the dreamers, trying to make a name for themselves.
We are here for the achievers,
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers, and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends.
We are here for you,
aggressively pursuing victory over injury.
Learn more at andrewsportsmedicine.com.
Hey, it's Christian Miller, and I want to tell you about our great friends over at Brian Harding Construction. Located in the heart of Tuscaloosa, Brian Harding Construction is woman-owned and strong as steel, a specialty manufacturing firm with expertise in structural steel fabrication, ASME code piping and vessels, CNC machine work, welding, laser cutting, pipe fitting, industrial maintenance, and crane rentals. With a proven track record of over 30-plus years of experience, no one is better fit for the job. For an evaluation, contact Brian Harding Construction today at 205-752-9611. Again, that's Brian Harding Construction at 205-752-9611.
It happens more than you think. A customer wants, needs the goods and services your business offers. No matter how hard they try, they can't find you, but they find your competitor right there. at the top of the results page.
And even if they do find your website, when they click, it's like a ghost town.
Hello?
Outdated, not compelling, and perhaps worse, it has information that's not accurate.
Y2K?
But how do you fix that? At Town Square Interactive, we have the tools to help you maximize your online presence. Just go to mylocalcustomers.com and start by getting a free local customer analysis.
This online tool will show you just how many customers in your area you could be reaching. To get in front of those customers, we will build a premium website for your business.
One that shows up well in web searches and converts website clicks into phone calls, appointments, and foot traffic.
It's simple, it's fast, and it's affordable. Go to mylocalcustomers.com and get started by getting your free local customer analysis today.
Prescription products require completion.
Else too. As a white quarterback on a team that's predominantly black, right? You have to have some swagger and be able to relate to your black teammates. It's the honest truth, right? If you can't do that and you can't relate to them on off the field issues at all, it makes it tough, right? And if you go out and you're not performing
And
to the best of your ability, it's just the way it is. Dudes will turn against you or will leave you there.
Right now at trylifemd.com. That's TRYLIFEMD.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa.
I got it hooked up now.
With the mic?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me good still?
Yep.
Cool.
Just your camera changed now. You look a little far.
Nah, I just moved it up.
Oh, there you go.
And for tomorrow for your Friday, partly cloudy skies, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Look
Do
for
you
a
have any
daytime
do you want to
high
play
near
any clips
80.
or anything? Or are you good?
I'm meteorologist Bill Murray on Tide 100.9.
It's
You want me to
70
play this?
degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back to hour number 2 of the Miller's Edge right here on the Tide 100.9. 12:30 a.m. That's WTBC. Corey Miller, pastor of Payne, and for Christian Miller, 2-time national championship outside linebacker / edge. He's taking a break, but he is on our live channel on YouTube. He's able to sit there and do that because I have no idea how to work that. So, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Chase behind the glass, 205-342-9904. Love to chat with you. I'm calling out Tommy. From Romulus. If Romulus sustained a hurricane or tornado or something, because I haven't heard Tommy's voice on, I click on our show, I click on other shows, but I haven't heard the voice of Tommy. It's him and his brother. Is he okay? I love to. Tommy, just call to say I'm okay. Corey, I'm okay. I just ate some of them fish tacos up there at the restaurant, and I'm not used. My stomach's not used to them fish tacos. And man, I felt like I had little men jumping around, playing that song "Jump Around" like at Wisconsin in my belly.
What is your thing against fish tacos, man? You really have something against them, man.
Fish tacos are really good.
Yeah.
Because, if you're healthy and you're trying to lose weight like I am, and you want to get back to 250 fineness, I used to be 255. Now I'm 300 plus, large and in charge. So nothing wrong with tacos, but that ain't no real Southern food. I mean, when I went out to the West Coast, hanging out with my West Coast friends, and everybody,
You love it out there.
I do, but they would rollerblading or roller skating, whatever they call that. They put the skates on and they was going down by the beach area right there, and they was rollerblading, skating, whatever it is, with the fish tacos. And we went, like, what in the world is a fish taco? Like, I've heard of tacos, but for me, it's like Taco Bell. You want to go taco, you go to Taco Bell.
Those aren't even real tacos, man.
But you go to Taco Bell and you get your burrito and a taco and and then you in the bathroomio. It would tear your stomach up. But no, I was just like, that's West Coast, man. They don't eat. There was no place to get no fried chicken and no mac and cheese and cornbread. There was nothing that I could sop up in my plate by eating a fish taco. And to me, it was a mindset. That's all. And it was a healthy mindset, which is good. There weren't a lot of obese, overweight, fat people, portly. There weren't a lot of portly people out there, right? People walk.
Right.
But so when you get a West Coast kind of guy, you get the Cameron boy, and you get together like that. I mean, nice guy, but he's a West Coast guy. It's a difference. That's the reason why I was saying that. That's what I talked about in case you're just not joining us. There's a difference between West Coast and East Coast, especially in the SEC. There's a difference where you go into mom and pop restaurants and you eat mashed potatoes, you eat taters, you eat macaroni and cheese. You eat these things. You eat some chicken bar, gumbo down in Louisiana, fried catfish down in the Gulf.
I'm with you all the way, man. But the reality is, it's I know we're having fun with this, but it's a mindset. But it also would mean our team is full of diabetes, clogged arteries, and would not be able to sustain 4 quarters.
That's
if we ate
probably
like
true.
that
That's
all
why
the
they
time.
make like I'm taking my 12 pills a day, and then you just keep going.
Yeah, probably.
They're like my mom and
probably
daddy used to do. My mom and daddy, right? They had high blood pressure, and they have diabetes. They had sugar.
Oh.
So sugar has been diabetic, but they call it sugar. They don't call it diabetes. It's too fancy of a name. It's sugar, right?
Right.
And then they eat. My mama would be cooking everything would be with like fat back, like the collard greens has fat back or ham hocks in it, full of sodium.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll just fry size of a pork skin. I don't know if you ever had pork, like they just these little pork things, and man, they crunchy, man. Like a
pork rinds?
No, but these are like they like fry them. You fry them yourself, but similar. And then you eat them. But then what they would do is take their blood pressure medicine, and then what you do is you get your spoonful of that vinegar, and you drink that vinegar out the spoon, the straight vinegar. And then you take your blood pressure medicine, and they were good for 90 years. For 90 years.
True.
So I was just saying, we got to get past the fish taco mindset. I'm like comparing it just to mindset, and get back to eating Nick Saban mashed taters, meatloaf,
Barbecue.
chicken bar, some old school, barbecue, and let's just eat, man. Some coleslaw and man, let's suck the bone, the gristle off them ribs and chicken. Let's go eat. That's what Alabama mindset has to be. It has to change. It can't be the same. And I know I'm right because the players even say late for meetings, roll tide Willie, podcasters everywhere at practice. They had the wrong mindset. So my question was to you, do you think that's going to change? It's going to change in 2025. It has to be. If it doesn't change, my early opinion is we're talking about 8-9 win season again. Nothing's going to change. But if they can change the mindset, because in case you're just not joining us, I think Alabama have enough in the cupboard from a talent standpoint to compete with anybody that's on their schedule and beat anybody on their schedule. But if their mind isn't right, Scott Cochran used to say all the time, I used to sit over there and listen to him, get your mind right. He would always scream and yell, get your mind right, because your mind is a powerful thing. Even spiritually. What does Satan attack from try to get us? He tried to get in our mind. He tries to get in there and attack us mentally and think this is going to happen. You're not good enough and blah, blah. That's what he attacks, the mind. The mind is powerful. And if your mind is right, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. Alabama lost their mindset. That's all I'm saying. And to me, I relate that to being a fish taco.
I mean, I like the analogy. It's just making me hungry. Real quick, let's hit this question. I know, Chase.
And listen, I ain't that nowadays. Here's a smooth transition, Christian.
Well, no, I'll transition to Dwight because I want you to answer this question he asked a while ago.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, no. So Dwight in the chat, he said, "So Papa Miller, I've never heard the story, but you being a Gamecock, how did you feel about Christian joining the Crimson Tide?
Man, I freaking hated it. I'm just
It's a lie.
No, I was happy. I was happy. Listen, man, here's the real deal, real quick. Christian did only one thing I was mad at Christian about the recruiting process. And that's the fact that he decommitted from Florida. Because when he committed to Florida and Will Muschamp and what was the defensive coordinator's name? He still
T-Rob.
No, it wasn't T-Rob. It was another
Well,
guy.
he was the DB's coach then.
Yeah, T-Rob was the DB coach.
Coach Durkin.
DJ Durkin. They had tears in their eyes when Christian said, yes, I'm coming to Florida. I bought me some blue and orange, real fresh Nikes. I mean, I got friends down in Jacksonville and Gainesville. They had said, Corey, man, I got a condo. You can come and you stay all whatever. You can be here with us. We're gonna play golf at TPC. But Jim Ferrick gets me on these real elusive private courses I can play. I'm like, man, thank you, Jesus, Lord. I know you are directing our paths. And then one day I was home playing golf, and some dude, Chad Simmons or Bart, somebody called me while I'm about ready to hit this nice 3-wood on my second shot to reach the green in 2. He said, why you didn't post anything about Christian decommit? I said, what? Decommit from where? Oh, yeah, he decommitted from Florida. Then Will Muschamp called and Brad Long, everybody blowing me up. And I'm like, there goes my golf future for the next 5 years. But then Chris Rump hit me up and all that stuff. Who played the soccer, he was a D-line coach, and then I was fine. I loved Alabama. I loved Nick Saban. I met Nick Saban, and man, he was cool, and Kirby was cool, and they came down, and Lisa's mom made Nick a real nice Italian dish, and he was sold. It wasn't the mac and cheese, but it was still close. It was some nice carbohydrates.
It was baked ziti, I believe.
Baked ziti. So no, I was happy. Steve Spurrier was a coach at South Carolina, to be honest, who didn't really recruit Christian. Brad Long was the one that offered Christian. That he ended up going to Florida. That's how we got down to Florida. He told Will about Christian, and but it all worked together for good, man. And that's why I'm still an Alabama fan. I know many of you don't think I am. But I took a lot of heat from fans and said I hated South Carolina and how could I let my son let him do anything. He made his own decision, and you support that decision. And he made the right decision. He got his degree in 3.5 years. He got his master's in 4.5 years and 4 straight national championship games, 4 SEC titles. And I would think that his thing worked out pretty good. So I didn't have a problem with that at all. Alabama's my second favorite team. I'm always a Gamecock. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, twice on Sunday, I'm gonna be pulling for South Carolina when they play Alabama, 100%. But I pull for Alabama for the rest of the games. So that's what it is.
Fair enough. Hey, we need to get back to the phone lines because we got a caller lined up, by the way, that you haven't spoken to in a long time. I got to speak to her on my birthday. She called and wished me a happy birthday, and she actually was the first caller we ever had on the Miller's Edge. We'll hear from her when we come back, but that is
we need to hit a break. Chase, do I need to hit a breek?
Yeah, go ahead and hit it one real quick. But
Chase, you running the show or Christian running the show?
We're in a tag team match right now. Me and Chase are working as tag team partners. I'm running the stream.
See what happens, Chase? See what I'm saying? I was like, man, let's do this thing. I got you, dog. I got you. I got you back, bro. I got some time now. I'm telling you, football season, though, I'm going to be on here at least minimum 2 days a week. I'm ready to go. I'm excited about it. My schedule now has soothed and smoothed down. I'm relaxed. I got my system set up. My mic, you ain't hear me eating no nachos or fish tacos in the background. Chicken bog. So we're ready to go. All right, we'll hit a break. The time is 16 after the hour of noon. So it's officially afternoon there in Tuscaloosa, 1:16 here in Columbia, South Carolina. You listen to the Miller's Edge. Yep, that's right. I'm the pastor of Payne, Christian Miller behind the scene. My man Chase is there in Tuscaloosa behind the glass, shaking in his boots from thunderstorms, sound like. We're going to break. We'll come back. We'll get to the phone calls. I got a surprise caller to hear from. You're up next. Sit tight. We'll be back in a moment.
If you find yourself in a wreck, keep 3 things in mind. First, call the police. Second, take pictures of the scene. Third, call me.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
we've got Q06. Well, he's after her, but I guess I don't want to spoil it. I'll let you hear it.
Right.
You remember her though, because you used to
I know
always.
who it is. I already know who it is.
Yeah, you used to always sing her name.
Julie.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from her in like over a year, and then she called to wish me happy birthday. But the craziest thing was that I found out that she's actually related to one of our other frequent callers.
Tom?
No, his name is he goes by Ragged.
Never heard of him.
Ragged Glory. He started calling after you weren't on as much. He started calling a lot, but yeah, I just found out they're siblings. I haven't heard from Cedric though. To be honest with you, I have not heard from Cedric.
I'm worried about Cedric. And I'm worried about Tom.
I think Tom. I mean, I heard from Tommy a few weeks ago. I think Tommy's good. Cedric, though, I've not heard from in months. Chase, do you ever get calls from Cedric on any other shows? Because I haven't heard from him. But Q06 is also on the phone lines, so you got 2 lines.
Q06 that's Indiana Q06 or that's
Yeah, Q. Remember, yeah, you're right. Q06 Indiana. QD is where's QD at? Georgia. I think QD might be in Georgia. But I might have to regulate though, because I know you and Q06 might start preaching on here. Both y'all are preachers.
That's the average.
To the best of your ability, it's just the way it is. Dudes will turn against you or will leave you there. I mean, it's just the honest truth, right? Like where I grew up, how I grew up was completely different from Greg. And this ain't a knock on Greg, right? But Greg didn't grow up around probably a ton of black people in Katy, Texas. In Mobile, we're probably 50-50. And where I grew up, it was 70-30. So I was able to relate to dudes even at an early age where Rolando McClain, took me under his wing.
100.9.
So some of the greats, Javier Arenas.
You agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know if he was able to relate, but
he's from Mobile now. I mean,
he's been around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's swag.
He hit
Greg. He hit Greg with his trailer.
89.
Greg,
meteorologist Bill.
White Greg.
It's 70 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
Go to the phone lines here, though.
And welcome back to the Miller's Edge, right here on Tide 100.9. That's right, it's Tide 100.9, 1230 AM, WTBC. I'm Corey Miller, the pastor of Payne, hanging out with you today, stepping in and driving the Ferrari for Christian Miller, who's taking a little bit of a break, resting his voice, and I am driving this show. We're taking your phone calls, 205-342-9904. That's the number for the program. And do we still do our app messages, Chase? We still do those? Do you still get any of those that you read? Because you're so elegant and such a great reader of messages. Do you still get those, Chase?
I appreciate the compliment, sir. Yes, we do. I'll definitely let you know if any app messages come through.
Yeah, because you can leave those messages right there on the app, and my man Chase will read those for you. 205-342-9904. Okay, I was told that there's a familiar voice that I haven't heard in a long, long time. that's on the phone lines. And so, Chase, as we love to do, let's take it to the people. Caller, surprise caller, you're up next right here on the Miller's Edge. Welcome.
And a huge, 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 huge roll tide to you, my brothers.
Oh, Lord. Let me say, Julie. Please don't steal my man just because you can. Okay. That's so good.
Pops, I'm glad you're back. Thank you for the 3-4 sermons I got today. Back in Alabama. The main reason I called in today, you lit my fire, okay? I am not much of a caller anymore because I got so much going on. But you lit my fire today. And one of the main reasons I called in was to make sure Christian is okay. And then I hear his deep voice come in today on the chat line because he's doing YouTube. Okay. I love Christian. God bless him. Christian, I hope you're doing well. I know you're getting older, but you ain't 64, dude. Fixing to turn 65. So get your butt up and get
up.
going.
Let's go, Miller. Let's go.
No, I'm here. No, I'm a little under the weather, so he's just helping me out that way. I can kind of rest up and be good to go for you guys. Yes, ma'am.
My brother and I have been praying. Ragged Glory and I have been praying for you when you weren't on yesterday. And I said, "Oh Lord," when I called in and wished him, sang happy birthday to him. I guess I made him sick. Lord.
Oh,
okay. No. I love you. I love you both. Pops, I'm glad your health is better and you're doing well and you're preaching. You're preaching. And you know what? You're hating on Alabama too much.
No, Julie.
No. You listen to me. This is my call. Okay. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
When Alabama Crimson Tide comes to South Carolina and beats your cock down, you better send me a case of chapstick because I wear it every day. And you laugh all you want to. And no, this year is you laugh all you want to. I don't care. You got my blood pressure up, dude, and you're gonna suffer.
Well, let me pray that. You know what, Julie? I got the answer for your high blood pressure. It's called fish tacos. So
no, I don't eat.
I bet you if you go over to the complex right there, the nutrition area in the complex, I bet you can go in there and first time in the history of Alabama football that you can go in there and place an order of fish tacos.
Oh, good. I don't eat there. I don't get that food free. I just know, hey, we got Ryan Grubb, dude. We got Kalen DeBoer. We got Ryan Grubb, and we've got a whole new team. Okay, it's going to be different. So don't count. Hey, don't count your cocks before the hat. Okay.
Julie. Oh Lord, why did you go there? Why did you go there?
Because that's all you talk about is Alabama ain't this, Alabama ain't that. Well, guess what? It's a new era.
I said Alabama has the people, the right stuff in the cupboard as far as ability, talent. But I'm not sure. I'm not sold on the mindset.
Well, none of us are sure, but we're hopeful. I'm not sure about your team. Just because you got Lenora Sellers, who cares?
Ooh, they just offer, you know who offered him $8 million?
I don't care about the money.
It would have been the Auburn Tigers. The Auburn Tigers offered my boy $8 million. Listen, we're gonna have fun that week, and I hope you come to the game. You gonna come to the game?
Are you kidding me? I got so much going on here. Come to the game. Come to the game.
You want me to send my cock limo bus down there to pick you up?
Yeah, your entourage over here to pick me up. There you go. That might be good.
Well, you know what?
I love you, Brian.
I love you. I
you.
pray that you and your brother are doing well. I love cutting up.
I
and
love the
having fun.
banter. I love the banner. And guess what? You're going down, dude.
All
Your
right.
team is going down.
You are on record. You're on record. The receipts have been printed.
And guess what? It's gonna happen.
If we beat y'all, South Carolina beats Alabama. Here's what all I want. Will you take me to the best barbecue spot in Tuscaloosa?
Dude, I can barely feed myself. I couldn't even feed you.
I don't eat that much anymore. I'm on a diet. I just told you I'm trying to get to my 255.
Yeah, fish tacos.
All right, take care of yourself.
I love you. God bless you all.
Roll
Tide.
Roll Tide, roll. Julie. Because you probably don't even know that song. I'm using her name.
Yeah, Jolene.
I know it's Jolene.
Oh yeah.
Jolene.
Yeah, you mixed in the Jolene.
I just did my little, chicken. You know what I'm saying, Chase?
Oh, that was good. Look, I'll say this. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that, when I'm out, obviously people want to hear the show so bad or whatever, or fresh show. We played an old show that it gets them kind of, riled up. But the bad things, I'm like, damn, what if I'm down and it's not that I don't want, this is the first time I actually had to take a break, man. I was like, I need to rest.
You need to take a break, man. You need to take a whole week off.
I was about to say, I think Ryan Fowler and other guy, I think they took last
summer. A lot of weeks off.
Yeah, I was about to say last summer. I don't think I ever took any. This is the first time I legit didn't
you don't want to
show
burn
up.
yourself out. I mean, if I was you, I'd take a week off in July. Just take a week off and let them play some national brand, whatever. You need a break, man. You got.
Yeah, no, I didn't even make it to the gym.
I took 2 weeks off from preaching this last 2 weeks because you need a break. You got to be refreshed, man. You got to get because sometimes you get tired and mind get bogged down with stuff. I mean, just not as crisp as you need to be. So listen, if the greatest person to ever walk this earth rested, I don't think we need to rest. And his name was Jesus Christ, and he had to take a break and rest. So if he took a break and got some sleep, so do you. I think you need to get some sleep as well. 205. I'm just saying, we're not Jesus, right? So
some of it was involuntary, but yeah, you're right, 100%. Right.
Everybody need to rest. 205-342-9904. Chase, we got time for another call?
Yes, we do.
Let's take another call, and then I'm speaking of. Because something just happened, right? Before I go to the phone, I got my front door open. I live in a nice neighborhood. That happened just again. And then my camera picks up, and I'm in the townhouse, and my camera picks up people that walks by, even on the sidewalk, even a car drives by to pick them up. Well, if I'm honest, there's not a whole lot of Juneteenth people here, right? there's not a whole lot of black folk live where I live. And I think it might be just me, maybe one other in this whole complex. But then I just saw this black lady just walk by. And I'm like, wow, she knew? Or, because I thought it was just me.
Chase, so, is this guy profiling right now?
No, I'm just
I know what it sounded like.
Chase, my phone beep. And I'm just telling you, the neighborhood, right? You know your surroundings. So I'm just saying, I ain't never ever seen a black lady walk by. Because it's mostly just widow, elderly white ladies with their little dogs or their cats. And me. And that's about living in a retirement little area. So my point is, real quick before I go to the phone.
On Juneteenth, Chase, he's profiling.
Juneteenth is wild.
Chase, after we take this call, right, and break, the reason I said that because a former Alabama player, white guy, A.J. McCarron, y'all know him very well. Right, one that remember the announcer talked about how good looking his wife or girlfriend was. But anyway, A.J. McCarron talked about how he was able to relate to the black locker room more so than a guy like Greg McElroy. Y'all don't want to miss this. We're gonna play that after the break. But let's first get to my man, who's also a preacher, a pastor, a man of the cloth up there in Indiana, where they talk about basketball. Hey, you think they're gonna win tomorrow night? We'll see. If not, OKC gonna win that championship in the NBA, the association. But Q, what's up, my brother? Welcome in.
I don't know what you came to do,
I don't know what
praise his name.
I come to praise his name.
Hallelujah.
I come to serve the Lord. I come to praise.
Hey, you talking about Dolly Parton? Giving Dolly Parton Jolene? I mean, come on. We're talking about cornbread and chicken today? I mean, what's really going on?
Hey, that's what we do. You know, I got to take them back. That's what I do, bro.
Hey, can you use your authority and get an all-points bulletin out for Cedric? I want to make sure he's doing well, make sure he's doing okay. I mean, you had him hyped up. So if somebody listen to his show, all-points bulletin. We want to make sure my guy's doing okay, making sure he's ready for a better than 9-4 record this season. You know.
Come on, Cedric.
But anyway,
if anybody knows Cedric, the phone call on the Tide, I just want to know that he's okay. That's all.
All seriousness, yeah, that is a true. We're a family here, man. We are.
Yeah. I enjoyed meeting him. When he came to the at 12 on Fridays, you know, he came out every time. I gave him a gift of chapstick.
He got you a cigar for your birthday.
He bought me a nice cigar for my birthday. I cut up, man, on this phone and on this radio station. But look, you build relationships, right? You build with the caller. I'm telling you, man. I actually love whether people don't like me or not. I love them. I love them. It's part of the entertainment. And when I don't hear from them, and I get concerned because I've done this for a lot of years, and I have unfortunately had callers that pass away. Matter of fact, Paul Feynman just on his show was acknowledging one of his big time favorite callers passed away. So, you know, they become part of you and a part of what you do in your show. So I'm just concerned about them. That's all. I know you always listen.
I wanted to put that out there because, you know, I know we think about it. But my question, you, Christian Miller and Corey Miller, is supposed to be going to have ice cream after practice again this year. Have a little ice cream truck come up and we can set them on the pack like the Pac-10.
You know, I'm laughing, Q, because they actually did have an ice cream truck on campus 2 days ago. I think for the football camp.
Oh, okay. I'll get ready to go 7-5. I'll get ready to go 7-5.
I mean, if we got taco trucks and we got Taco Tuesday, I mean, are we going to start having ice cream again? I just think they're becoming soft, guys. I'm sorry. I know I always get a lot of hate when I get on here, but I speak truth. Truth is power. So I speak truth when I come on here. I'm not no Corey Miller. Corey, you know the reason I started listening to the show was you. Man, I was ready to cut you in half on Twitter one day, and then I slowed down and I listened. I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah. I'm going to let him speak his truth, too. We all got to speak our truth, whether we like it or we don't like it.
It'll make you free, brother. It will make you free. That's what the word of God.
Set you free. That's what the word said. But you know, are we getting the dog days of summer down there? I mean, the team's going to be ready for Florida State. It's going to be some heat. Are they out there running around? Are they doing podcasts? Christian, I didn't get back with you last week, but you called Brother Kilo 6 out last week about
Kilo 6, you bringing the heat. Are they doing podcasts or are they running some sprints, hundreds, gas, stadium steps? What's happening down there at the stadium, Christian?
Inquiring minds want to know what's really happening.
Well, they definitely are running. Matter of fact, I ran into Justin Jefferson yesterday. I was talking with him for a minute, but they're doing all that. They're getting some good work in this summer, no doubt about it. But I mean, I'd imagine they still are doing their podcast stuff. I haven't seen. Is there a new episode of? Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the latest episode of.
So the podcast, is it related to the NIL, like is because some of them have NIL deals through the collectives that they have to be able to do these podcasts? Is that part of it, or is that is something that he's doing on the side?
That's a great question. So the answer is there's a couple of different things. So you've got the main podcast through Crimson Tide Sports Network with Roger Hoover, where he interviews different athletes, not just football, but all different athletes. Matter of fact, Greg Byrne will be featured on there today. That video will be released. Him talking about the new legislation that was passed. Anyway, that one is to the university. So that one, I believe they probably have to do as a part of their NIL stuff. The new wave.
What about New Wave?
The new wave with Ryan and Bachway and now Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. I believe he joined them. That was something that they started. Now, obviously, they had the backing and support of people here, but I would say that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? I think like the people here help them build their own podcast. And let's just say this, man. I mean, they're definitely capitalized now. I mean, they've had a whole bunch of different guests. They went up and worked with Uninterrupted, which is like LeBron's podcast media company and all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know how frequently they post though.
They put up some T-shirts and some little Yeti cups, and I saw it and everything. But I noticed that the week after we lost the game, they wasn't on there talking. So I mean, if you're gonna be a podcaster, be a podcaster when you win, be a podcaster when you lose. Don't cancel the show because you got beat. That shows me you wasn't there.
No, but well, look at this. So I'm looking at their page. I'll be honest with you. I've only seen a couple episodes. I haven't watched like a whole bunch of them, but I do know from looking at it, they post on average maybe 2 to 3 times a month. So they're not just sitting there doing it 24/7. I think it's just, once or twice, maybe 3 times a month type deal. But again, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, I'm see my fingernail polish. I got orange fingernail polish this week. Don't you see that? I know Tia can call me out. Tia listening right now. Tia knows how bad I hate the podcast inside. How I'm that get off my porch kind of guy. So Tia, go ahead and get your facts ready. I know you're coming at me. I know you're
No. I'm shocked. I haven't heard one thing from Tia. She must don't know that I'm driving today. Because
you know why Tia doesn't call me?
She be calling me out, and I'm here for 2 hours. And she ain't even showed up, hadn't said a word. Neither did KJ. But I'm sure he's like, what's that show about the father? Oh, KJ being Mrs. Doubtfire. That's it.
Yeah, Miss Doubtfire. That's it right there. But Tia don't call in because she told me in the chat that she cusses. But she might lose her profanity for a few minutes. Praise God that she don't call in and let one of them cuss words go. Hey, by the way, I'm known this other pastor too. I know, but hey, I do appreciate watching what you're doing, Corey. I watched you a few times on I don't do X right now. I'll be back on August 31st.
I don't do a whole lot of X. I mean, I know, folks. I'm not talking about ecstasy. I'm talking about Twitter. So, I don't want somebody. That preacher do X. Because they'll clip something and be like, Pastor Corey Miller he does X. And that's all somebody's going to hear, and then they'll think I'm talking about something else. But I'm talking about
real quick. QD said we're going 10-2 this year, so I don't know. Shout out to QD.
I heard him call me out. Where he at? I'm on here for 2 hours.
Yeah, QD. I don't hear him call.
He came on here talking that foolishness. I'm gonna send him a case of it too. I'm gonna send him some chapstick with no flavor because what he.
I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna get off the phone, man.
Go ahead, preach.
And that's Christian. Take your breaks, man. Take your vacations. Real talk, man. Just let your computer totally shut down. Mine is a terrible thing in the way. So make sure you just totally let it shut down. Hey, and you also behind the screen back there too. Hey, I know you're grinding. You're a young man. You're trying to get where you need to get to. But hey, take some time and smell the roast.
Yeah.
Smell what's really going on.
Hey, Chase need to get some fried chicken. He need to get some liver. You ever ate some fried liver? He need to eat some of that kind
You
of
say
stuff.
fried liver?
Yeah.
Hey, Christian,
you get fried liver.
You do hot sauce or Tabasco sauce? Christian.
I do. Yeah, I'm
Christian,
Tabasco.
Is Christian a hot sauce or Tabasco sauce?
I'll be honest with you.
I'm Texas Pete.
I use whatever's on the table at the restaurant, brother.
Hey, Chase, have you ever? Hey, Q, real quick. Have you ever had hog chitlins?
Hog chitlins. I've had hog maws. I've had pig toes, pig feet, but I ain't never had what you talking about there, my brother. But hey, listen, much love. Shout out to your boy Q06. Hey, Corey, we'll catch you down the road. And Christian, hey, heal up, get well, and hey, all you chapstickers, keep doing what we doing, man. We gonna come back. We just don't need no ice cream. We don't need no fish tacos. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right, my brother, fellow pastor preacher out there in Indiana. Chase, you ever had hog chitlins?
I have not. My mom has, but I have not.
See, Chase, you got a little bit of that West Coast flavor in you. I can hear it in your voice.
I do.
Yeah. So
he's made his way out there.
I know because he knows what I'm talking about. Am I right, Chase, about the fish tacos and the roller blading, whatever they call them? Am I right, Chase? Chase, am I right?
What's wrong with fish tacos? Fish tacos didn't hurt anybody. There's some spice in it. There's different ways of adding to it. It's delicious.
Yeah, you can put fried fish in those fish tacos. That's what I'm
talking about. It.
I
don't think he really knows.
No fish tacos over there at that facility. I've eaten over there with Kristen numerous times. There ain't nothing resembles fish taco. The closest thing you're gonna no.
Actually, I think you're wrong. I mean, they do have a taco station. They used to do it
fish
like
taco.
once a week, but I don't know if it's that much. But I'm pretty sure you could probably throw some fish in there.
All right. Well, they better get out that fish taco mindset. They want to win more than 9 games. All right, we gotta hit a break. When we come back, Chase, Christian, we're gonna play and hear from one AJ McCarron. He don't eat fish tacos. I promise you that. But I bet Greg McElroy, that's all he eat.
Oh my God.
So AJ McCarron, we're speaking of Juneteenth. This is a great Juneteenth interview. AJ McCarron talking about he understood the brothers. He understood Juneteenth. He understood what it meant to go in there in the locker room with a bunch of us brothers from another mother. And why one Greg McElroy? He's from a different place. You'll hear from that after the break. This is the Mills Edge Tide, 100.9, 1230 AM, WTBC. Back in a moment.
At Tuscaloosa Mazda, they are expanding.
He might have gone somewhere quick. I was going to say we do still have one more call. We could try to do that first. That way, Ragnar doesn't have to wait too long, and then go to the video. Turkey tacos. Hold on, Dwight. You kind of confused me. You talking about like I can't even think straight now. What is it called? Like ground turkey? Is that what you're referring to? Maybe you're referring to the ground turkey. Because that would just be like an alternative, like ground beef. No, Dwight in the chat said, I don't know about fish tacos, but I do know.
You know about these? Y'all know about these right here.
Yeah.
I ain't nothing, bro. I'm getting weak.
Regular taco season, but on ground turkey. Yeah, okay. That was about it. Yeah, so matter of fact, last night, man, I had to meal prep some food, get some good carbs in my system, try to get some of my energy up. So I made spaghetti, but yeah, I use ground turkey. A little bit more lean.
Hey, Chase, who's on the phone?
Ragged Glory, who actually is Julian's brother, I found out. So
that's the one that don't like me.
Who don't like you?
I thought one of them said he didn't like me in the beginning.
That was Q06 that just said that.
Watch a movie.
That was Q06. It's funny, Q06 and QD kind of flipped. I feel like Q06 went from chapstick and heavy to now Q06 is like on the extreme side of things, man.
No, he keep it real.
I can't get behind the extreme, like no podcast, no anything type of deal, man. I can't get behind it, Q.
If you're doing
that's the day and age we live in, man. Like there's going to be media. You know what I mean? Like
if you win a 9 game, you don't need to be doing podcasts.
But hear me out though. You've got a $20.5 million cap. The rest of the NIL deals have to be legitimate deals. You've got to find other ways to go out and find, opportunities that generate revenue to give these players because there's a legit cap now. And if you can build up a podcast, which they have, and you can get endorsements, you can generate revenue. Why would you not take advantage of that? That's a wasted opportunity. It doesn't, like, again, I looked at their thing. They post 2 podcasts a month.
All right, welcome back to the Miller's Edge right here on the Tide, 100.9, 1230 AM WTBC. Corey Miller, the pastor of pain, sitting in for Christian Miller, driving the I used to say the lifted truck, but now he drives a Elon Musk car here on Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Hope you're doing well today.
Be careful. One of my neighbors was offended by the vehicle. I guess, which
He was
blows my
offended by
mind.
you driving the Tesla?
She was offended, yeah, I guess, with the vehicles or something. I don't know. She was asking if it signified basically my political stand. I just was like, ma'am,
whatever.
I bought a car because I like the car. It's smart financially, saves so much more money. It drives itself. I mean, I could care less who is the, I don't know, CEO or whatever.
Well, I think she probably changed her mind now because, Elon and Trump are fighting. So
who knows? That's the silliest crap. Anyway, so real
let's
quick,
get back to you.
So we do have we've got Ragged on the phone lines. You want to get him on real quick before we go?
Is it Ragged or Raggedy?
No, Ragged Glory.
Ragged glory, glory, hallelujah! It rains.
Let's go
Ragged
to him
glory.
real quick. There we go.
Ragged glory, you up next, girl.
I'm here. I'm just listening to Corey. That was funny, dude. Yes, it's RAGGED.
Ragged.
Space capital G LORY. So
I like it. You sound like Fred Sanford there. Period. You got to
I sound like who?
Fred Sanford, Sanford and Son. You know when he spells his name, he goes. He has a period at the end. You got to go period.
Yeah, well, at the end, it is exclamation point.
No.
Hey, Corey, I think this is the first time I've ever been able to talk to you. I mean, okay, so now that I got you and Christian's attention, I want to wish you a happy belated Father's Day.
Thank you.
Because you have raised a very wonderful, amazing young man in Christian. I mean, I don't even know. I'm sorry, what?
I don't take credit for that. That would be his mother that's done an outstanding job. I've been okay in the latter part of my life. I wasn't always a good daddy, but his mother, by herself, a lot of the time did an outstanding job. So I like to give her that glory, and because she's a good mother, and God rest her soul. But I appreciate you saying that. I mean, the latter parts I did okay, but
everybody plays a role, man. It's like
I don't like to steal that, but I appreciate you. So he is a nice young man, no doubt.
Yes, he is. Hey, you know what? I have learned that the Southern Soul Food, that gamecock is best served barbecued and smoked at the same time. Man, and you know what? After that all gets done with, down there in Columbia?
Yeah, it's Columbia, COLUMBIA, period.
Exactly. You know what? You better have Hootie over there because y'all gonna have to be eating blowfish after we're done with you. And you know what? There ain't no such thing as fish tacos on the West Coast.
Really?
No. You have never had true Mexican. So there it is. We're going to bring it. Hey, Corey, I love you, man. I respect you. And I'll be honest with you. I'm glad you weren't the one that took me out of football when I had my neck injury and concussion, because I probably would have been dead.
No, none of you wouldn't. I would have been like Jesus, and as he told Lazarus, come forth. I would have said, Ragged Glory, get up. See, that's the thing. Jesus loves you, Ragged Glory. Get up. And you'd have popped right up. Uh-oh. Was that too much?
Love you, Corey. No worries. No worries. No. You can talk to me about Lazarus. I know you can talk to me all you want. Pastor of Pain, you know what? You are a good man, and you went where I couldn't go. So kudos.
It's all good, bro. God is good and has a different path for all of us, but we're all important to the kingdom and to what we do. And so I just enjoy it and enjoy you. Thanks for listening, man. Thanks for being a part of the show.
Thank you for giving me Christian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ragged.
That's Ragged Glory. I like that name. I don't know if Pastor Payne, Ragged Glory, which one you like better. Maybe we'll do a poll on that another day. All right, real quickly, Chase, Christian, whoever got the ability to. AJ McCarron, I want just a couple minutes of what he said about he was better suited to cope a locker room with about 70% black players than one Greg McElroy, and why that made a difference. Here's the former quarterback of the Tide, AJ McCarron.
And the guy that ultimately wins it.
Well, listen, you know me. I'm going to be brutally honest on this one, right? As
on everything else, too.
As a white quarterback on a team that's predominantly black, right? You have to have some swagger and be able to relate to your black teammates. It's the honest truth, right? If you can't do that and you can't relate to them on off the field issues at all, it makes it tough, right? And if you go out and you're not performing to the best of your ability, it's just the way it is. Dudes will turn against you or will leave you there. I mean, it's just the honest truth, right? Like where I grew up, how I grew up was completely different from Greg. And this ain't a knock on Greg, right? But Greg didn't grow up around probably a ton of black people in Katy, Texas. In Mobile, we're probably 50-50. And where I grew up, it was 70-30. So I was able to relate to dudes even at an early age where Rolando McClain, took me under his wing. Dante Hightower, so some of the greats, Javier Arenas, Justin Woodall, like I was able to relate to all these dudes, and it helps when you can relate to those guys from building a leadership standpoint, them trusting you, believing in you, and then going out on the field and performing. It's big to, Coach Grubb talking about, though, to have that competition. Listen, you're going to have competition at every big university, right? Every year they're trying to sign the number one guy coming out of the country at your position. That's part of it. If you were scared of competition, you shouldn't have taken your ass to Alabama, just to be honest, right? So you can't be scared of competition. But you have to build a rapport with every dude on your team and be able to relate to those guys and then also go out and perform. And that's what's going to set you apart from everybody else. Because if you're just a dude that just goes out and performs, but they have no relationship with you, no friendship with you off the field, when shit goes bad, it's going to be tough on you. And dudes are going to just push you to the side.
What are your thoughts on that?
Listen, I mean, I got a lot of thoughts.
Good Juneteenth topic, real quick, with a couple minutes left.
Yeah, listen, I understand what AJ is saying, right? AJ talked about he came from a place in Mobile, 70% black, 30% white, versus a Greg McElroy, who was basically more white. And you can tell the difference even between the two, right? Greg is your typical, his kind of smart guy. He's a know-it-all, for one. Gets on my nerves sometimes because he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. But AJ is basically saying I was able to be a leader in a locker room, even as a quarterback, but with a room filled with majority black people but I can relate to. I can talk their lingo. I can talk their language. And that made that an easier transition for him to maybe cultivate a locker room versus a Greg McElroy who have not been around brothers, around a lot of black people, don't understand the lingo, don't understand the language, can't talk that kind of talk, right? Especially now, does that make a difference? I think so. I think to have that ability to relate. What makes a great leader is one that can relate to all kinds of people, right? Lou Holtz once said, everybody may be treated differently, or everybody's treated the same, but could be treated differently, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm saying that backwards. Right? Meaning that you got to know how to relate. You got to know how to respond. Nick Saban even talked about, even when recruiting and coaching, like, I can't coach every player the same. I have to understand these people. I understand this dude that comes from Mobile, Alabama, that I can cuss him out. I can call him everything but a child of God, and he ain't gonna call home to mama, versus a Greg McElroy type that might, his mama wants to bring him Gatorade, and honey, you too hot. Oh, take him out the game. You know what I mean? It's that type of thing. And so I agree with them. Now, I don't think that manufactures that person's going to be a great leader or not. I don't know if that's the case, but I think it's very interesting. And listen, he basically saying this. I know we got about a minute and a half left. AJ is basically saying, I know how to holler at these chicks. I know some game. I can speak that lingo. If I want to go to the sorority that's got all sister girls, I know how to holler at them. Hey, Shawty, come over here. Let your boy let me peep something. Let come over here and peep something. Let me whisper something.
Chase, how did he get to that?
You know what I mean?
That's
what he's saying.
I don't know, but we having a good time today.
he diverted. Kid, I'm so lost.
Well, Greg could be like, "Hey, you want to go eat some fish tacos?" AJ would be like, "Hey, you want to go over here at a little joint down the street? Yeah, we can roll up in there. We can pull up to the spot right there and get some of them ribs and fried chicken. They got a special going on for $6.99, all you can eat. Green beans with some bacon juice. You down?" So that he hollered them sister girls like that, where Greg McElroy, you want to go down to the
country
get
club,
a smoothie, or the country club and get a fish taco. Maybe we'll play 9.
Hey, to be fair, Ty's got a great relationship with everybody. The whole team loves him, man. He's got swagger to him. You see him; he's got handshakes with guys. I've seen him do some dances and stuff on the sidelines here and there. No, so I'm saying, so he fits.
I bet you take him down there over there in one of the toughest neighborhoods and outside of Tuscaloosa, see how he wrote.
Well, I don't know if you saw this, but Arch Manning did. They brought Arch Manning to.
Just thought about that too.
Yeah, I was about to say. Let me throw it on screen real quick as we get out of here. Arch Manning got taken to the hood, and he was good in the hood. So Texas don't have that problem.
Let's go, Cal. Do your thing.
There he is.
Yeah, do you see Arch Manning do his dance on one of them plays? How he did the hip thrust?
Oh God,
he definitely not like Peyton and Eli. That's for sure. They're more like Greg McElroy. All right, we got to get up out of here. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me. Let me do this, Chris. It's been a lot of fun. Good to hear from all of you, all the callers, all the people on YouTube Live. I'm Corey Miller, the Pastor Payne. Thanks to my man, Chase. It's good being with you, my brother. Christian Miller at the house. Stay chilling on YouTube. We'll holler. We'll see you the next time right here on the Tide 100.9, 1230 at WTBC. We brought you by our good friends at the Good Feet Store, America's arch supporting expert. Until next time, may the Lord bless you, keep you, and may heaven and earth smile upon you. May the good Lord give you all his amazing peace. God bless you. Take care.